Pedro, bom dia, Mister. Faltam exatamente 10 jornadas para o término deste campeonato. Estão ainda 30 pontos em discussão. Primeiro, gostava de lhe perguntar se seria inconsciente tirar o Benfica desta luta pelo título e depois perguntar-lhe também que tipo de jogo espera no Estádio da Luz. Obrigada.
No, in this part, as you said, with 30 points to go, everything is possible. And since the beginning, I always mention them like one of the candidate for the title, especially now that they are in a very positive moment. I think the evolution since Mourinho took over has been very clear. In the last period, I think they prove their quality in the domestic competitions. The fact that they are still unbeaten in the league. I think they are one of the only two teams in Europe still with 0 defeats in the league. So says a lot. Plus as well what they did in the Champions League. First qualifying to the top 24. And after with two very tough matches against Real Madrid, proving their level, their qualities. So in this part is clear who we have had, the quality of our opponent, led by a coach that I already mentioned several times my admiration for him as a coach and as a person. A coach with 1,200 games, above 60% of win rate. So I think all these elements make us clear that tomorrow is going to be a big challenge for us. But we are ready. We are very confident for the way that we are since the beginning of the season, our evolution, our capacity to go through difficulties. So tomorrow, as I said, is going to be a big match and we are ready for that.
Sport TV.
Olá, Francesco, bom dia. Estamos em direto para a Sport TV+, Manuel Chaves. Duas questões, uma muito rápida, tem a ver com o centro da defesa. O Bednarek, qual é a evolução dele? E, por outro lado, como disse na última conferência de imprensa, o Tiago já estará disponível para jogar?
Yes, so about Bednarek, so as you know, we are going to train later this afternoon. We will see his condition. Yesterday he didn't train, so for sure is a situation that is in the limit. And if he will make it, for sure he will need some very good painkiller because the heat has been a strong one. After Jan is a player that for sure wants to be part of the game. In terms of fitness, I don't have any problem, even if the fact that he's kept the last two training sessions. But of course we need to see if he's comfortable, if today he can do everything with the team, yes or not. And after in the next hours for me to take the best decision possible. Thiago is recovering. He is having like in the last days like full session with the team, so he's getting back. In a proper level of fitness and conditioning, so we are of course really happy to have him back.
Do seu ponto de vista do ataque, num jogo destes, será um jogo à partida de equilíbrio, são duas equipas de topo. Qual é a melhor abordagem para uma equipa como o Porto defrontar o Benfica? Apostar na coesão com jogadores como PP, Borja, que se calhar taticamente dão mais à equipa, ou na irreverência do William e do
I think we will need both, and as you know, 99% all the four are going to be part of the game. After how to mix them with who to start and who to finish is a different story. But for sure we will need all the characteristics of our forward players. Because all of them they can add, different characteristics to our offensive dynamic. There are players that, of course, they have, let's say, more one against one. Players that they have more thread in the space. In terms of tactical commitment, I think all the four are really working really hard for the team, and this is always something that I like to remark and to reinforce, because for the way that we are and the way that we want to play, the contribution of the forward players in all the phases of the game for us is a key. So yeah, I think all of them, I can say quite clearly that all of them are going to participate to the game.
CMTV. Bom dia, David Monteiro, CMTV e Now. O Sporting entra hoje em campo. De que forma que o resultado de hoje pode influenciar a motivação e a preparação dos jogadores para o jogo de amanhã?
For sure, we don't live in one aseptic. I don't know if it makes sense the translation. In one aseptic world, we are of course aware of things that are going on, but this one cannot really, change our dynamic, our approach. As in the first question of Porto Canal, she mentioned the fact of the 30 points that needs to be played, and then this one is going to be till the end, our mantra to go game by game as we did since the beginning. Of course, we play, the others are playing. I think the most important part that we are in a position, we build a position where we can be a bit more focused on ourselves, and I think it's a credit that we gain with a lot of work, and this is what we want to continue to do.
O jogo?
Bom dia, Francesco. Recuando um bocadinho ainda ao jogo do Sporting. No final do jogo, o Francesco referiu-se em relação à arbitragem que a gestão dos amarelos não terá sido a mais correta. Quer explicar um bocadinho o que é que quis dizer com isso e já agora o que espera da arbitragem para amanhã também?
No, I would like to close because of course it's normal that in the week of with two Clásicos one after the other there is a lot of meat on the barbecue to speak about it. If you mention my sentence about the micromanagement, of course, goes with the card, goes with, let's say, some decisions around fouls that at some point could determine the direction of the game. In the second half, from minute 46 to minute 65, there were 10 events that, or 9, that supposed to be 5 fouls for Sporting, 4 for us, and finally turned up with 6 for them, 1 for us. And these one are small things that in a game doesn't give you the opportunity to stand in a certain part of the pitch, to take a break when it's the moment to take a break, and change the dynamics. So when I spoke about micromanagement, this one is about the card, because to clarify as well the substitution of Alberto, if somebody didn't understand, was of course conditioned from the yellow card that he took and the fact that in few days we were going to play another game, so not to get the red card in the game and as well not to get suspended for the next one. So I think this one, this type of management, and I think will be a different game if Maxi after 20 minutes start to play with a yellow card on the foul of on William, and as well Suarez with a yellow, maybe the orange or maybe the red. But again, this is a part of the things that I already spoke, and again. We know how it is, so we move, and for tomorrow I'm sure that we are going to have a game where everybody, all the party involved in the games knows the importance of the match, and I have zero doubt about how the game is going to be managed.
Record. Bom dia, Francisco Varela, Rui Sousa, Record. Como é que está a equipa, como é que sente a equipa depois da derrota em Alvalade, um jogo que foi muito intenso, que teve muitas incidências dentro e fora do campo? Como é que está a equipa animicamente para defrontar agora o Benfica?
No, I think really well, because in reality, in the way that we saw the game and as well the game that we prepared the match, it was like a game that is split in two, because at the end we will have the second leg here in Dragao. I think the very good part and the very good energy that we need to take from the game is the fact that we went in Alvalade missing 5-6 main players, and I think nobody recognized the fact of the injuries and absence that we had. We played, in my opinion, a very strong match, conditioned, of course, by some events, but with a very clear mentality, with a very clear approach, and this one I think is what really matters. So I think we all left from Lisbon with a lot of energies that we need to bring back in the game of tomorrow.
A bola?
Bom dia, Mr. Pascoal Sousa da Bola. O Tiago Silva deu uma entrevista à TNT Sport em que falou do espírito de família que existe no Futebol do Porto, que é uma coisa recorrente, vários jogadores falam sobre isso. E também cobriu de elogios, comparando até com outros treinadores que encontrou na carreira dele, que foram muitos e grandes treinadores mesmo. Como é que analisa essas palavras do Tiago Silva e como é que analisa também a opinião dele em relação ao Benfica, que considera que é o Benfica o adversário mais difícil neste momento?
Yeah, no, about the words of Thiago in the last interview, I think it's quite remarkable, you know, the fact that a player of such an experience that he arrived, 2 months ago, 45, 50 days ago, like that the first impression that he got here were exactly these 2 words that you mentioned, energy and family. And I think this is like the core, these are the main principles of our journey. And I think this is as well what is around the city, what is around our supporters, because I think as well the interaction that we are having with all the people that love sport goes a lot with this part. I think also last night after the game, if you see our supporters, how they stand up and how they push us, you know, to come back really fast from the defeat, is something that is quite unique. I think in reality, the supporters are the ones that I think more than everybody understood the journey where we are, the fact and the feeling that. We are rebuilding Porto, and we are rebuilding, a strong mentality into the club. And yeah, this one is also what makes me really comfortable that we are in a journey, and this job is not over. Of course, we are still far away from that, but definitely we can say that Porto is coming back, and we are just at the beginning of this rebuilding process.
TSF.
Olá, bom dia. Tiago Berquinha Gonçalves para a TSF. Há pouco falava-se das contas do campeonato, dos 30 pontos que faltam, mas se o Porto ganhar na Luz fica com 10 pontos de avanço. Pergunto nesse sentido se o Porto vencendo se afasta o Benfica da luta pelo título e já agora sobre que Benfica espera, se o Benfica mais ofensivo, com Rafa, Sheldrup e Prestiani, mais ofensivo em relação ao jogo do Dragão na primeira volta.
No. Any results will not close the chapter for anybody, or in reality, again, is an important match. After this one, will be one game less for everybody, and let's see how will be the table after the next round. But whatever is going to be the results, I can tell you for personal experience, till the moment that is not over. So in this part, till there is a point to be played, we need to go full gas, and that's the most important part. About how I'm expecting them, I think it's the evolution, as I said, is quite clear. Is a team that since Mourinho took over, they changed quite a lot, and I think the progression in terms of patterns, in terms of mentality, is clear. They are definitely more offensive than what they were earlier in the season. I think if you take the example of the second leg in Bernabeu, the type of pressure and quality that they brought on the ball has been fantastic. So, as I said, I expect a very open game with two teams that they are going to share the same desire, and of course, as I said, is going to be a big challenge for us. But the most important part is how we prepare ourselves. I think we are ready. I think we did. I truly believe we did everything in this period to arrive here in the best way possible. And of course, tomorrow is to translate, all the good job into a top performance, because this is what is required to go there and to get the results that we want.
0-0.
Bom dia, Francesco. Renato Soares, 0-0. É o terceiro clássico contra o Benfica, mas será a primeira vez que vai ao Estádio da Luz, tanto como treinador do Futebol Clube Porto, como na sua carreira em geral. Gostava que nos contasse se dentro do clube já lhe falaram destas visitas ao Estádio da Luz e o que é que significa também para o Porto? O que é que lhe disseram sobre essas visitas?
Yeah, no, I was there some years ago as to watch a game, so I know a little bit the atmosphere. Of course, we are all aware of the level of the type of environment that we are going to face. But again, we are Porto. We go in all the pitches with the same attitude, with the same spirit, with the same braveness. We know who we are going to face. It's clear the rivalry in between the clubs is our main rival, but this one again will not change our mindset, will not change our desire to approach the game, the desire to apply our ideas on the pitch. Again, in one side with a lot of respect for the opponent that we are going to play. For the coach that we are going to play against, for the team, but in the other side again, we know who we are, we know what we want to apply and to put on the pitch. So also tomorrow is going to be a game where we will be step forward with a clear mentality, with a clear mindset about how we want to behave on the ball and off the ball, and to play all of our cards to get the results that we want.
Bola na rede.
Dini Jacob, bola na rede. O Benfica ganhou novas dinâmicas no ataque desde a última vez que enfrentou o Porto, com maior protagonismo do Sheldrup e a chegada do Rafa, que oferece maior profundidade e permite ao Pavlidis oferecer também apoios curtos, como gosta de fazer. Que impacto é que terá este novo ataque do Benfica na estratégia defensiva do Porto, que é muito baseada na pressão individual?
I believe that all the players that you mentioned, as far as we are able to keep them from our goal, better it is. So to do that, it means to be really good with the ball first, so to make them defend more than to make them spend time attacking. And in the other side, as I said, is to keep them far away from the ball, and the only way from the goal, and the only way to do it is to try to press really hard as we usually do. After, of course, there are going to be moments where we'll be required to defend lower. You mentioned Sheldrup, that is, of course, a player with a fantastic 1-against-1. The impact that he had in the last game against us when he entered in few minutes, the amount of danger that he create. Pavlidis, that is, of course, a player that, if you take the numbers, is quite evident the impact that he's having. I think he's already on 27, 28 goals since the start of the season. Rafa, that is a new addition, and whoever is going to play in the right side as well, of course, they have quality and individual capability. So in this part, we are really aware collectively and individually about the opponent, and I think the best strategy to contrast them and is this one, is to be really, really good on the ball, attack well, attack with a lot of details, and be really precise in the moment that the ball could be lost, and to be really, really aggressive off the ball, knowing that it's a game where it's going to be really important to run more than them, to run over them, be really strong in the duel. So all the things that, especially for the game of tomorrow, but are quite important elements as well for our normal games.
Obrigado a todos. Até amanhã.
Obrigado.
Fica assim terminada a conferência de imprensa de Francesco Farioli em antevisão a este jogo com o Benfica. Traduzir muito rapidamente, o treinador do Futebol Clube do Porto a dizer que esta equipa do Benfica é uma equipa com qualidade, que melhorou bastante desde a chegada de José Mourinho ao comando técnico do Benfica. Enalteceu aquele que é o crescimento do Benfica, uma equipa que ainda não perdeu no campeonato, e também aqueles que foram os jogos frente ao Real Madrid, essas